Hello everybody, this is Kayak Jack here, and I'm going to show you some things today that might help you from losing these worms so rapidly when you're out fishing them. You know, a lot of times we can skin hook, especially these TRDs, we can skin hook them, and they'll stand up pretty good until you catch a bass that's thrashing around, and then all of a sudden this worm, as you can see here, the plastic's pulling, and then it can just break off. So to reinforce that, I've come up with 3 other ways that might help keep your worm on the hook. And one of them is the most basic, and that would be putting a clear, as you can see here, this little clear cylinder. I get these off at eBay. Okay, it's like a silicone little cylinder there. And what I do is use a pair of spreaders. So if you're going to use this method, you're going to need a pair of spreaders to spread that on there, as you can see. And of course, that's to get it on the worm. So I'm going to use a medium-sized one here to show you on a robo worm here. Spread them, slide it through where you want it, and then peel it off. And then there it is. Now the next step would be, of course, to take your hook here, and I put it through the worm itself and the silicone cylinder there, and that'll keep it on there for quite a while for you with that one. Of course, you have your nail weight in, and I have them all pre-made. As you can see, this worm, it's already made here. You can barely see it there, and those are clear, so you know the suspect fish is probably not gonna see that. Now another method would be to use some heat shrink. When I got this idea from Russ Snyder's, who's been fishing in Neko for quite a while, but on this one you can see the black strip. Now I'm going to go over on how you don't have to use this in a second, but for right now we're going to use so you can see it on here and how to use that. So what I've done is I've purchased some of these little heat shrink deals, and they come in long strips, and I don't know, they're like $3 maybe, and you can cut them up into smaller strips, and then I put them in a little plastic bag like that. And you can get them from a hardware store like Menards or Ace there, or you can actually even buy them online. So what I'm going to show you next here is how to put that on, and these usually just slide right on. So you can see here, you take the tail, you can slide it down. You can see where I'm sliding it here, there, and then slide it down, and there it's on. Then I just take a lighter, a camper lighter, and if you just run that just for a couple seconds there, it'll shrink it down. And then on this one as well, I like to hook it through the skin and up through the black strip itself there, and that's a real strong way to hold your Neko worm on as well, and it'll stay on all day on that. Those heat shrink deals work pretty good. Now again, you saw where you know, it's not true natural looking, so there's one more way. Now you know that Geocrack came out with these Neko cracks for their bellows gill. Okay, so you can take this little Geocrack, and what it looks like, this little pin. It's got a needle point on it, and it's plastic, and it's got a little bit of a slit in there for your hook to go through as well. You can see it in there. What I'm going to do, instead of using this worm where it's really obvious I have the black strip on it, I'm going to take another worm that doesn't have anything on it, and I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to stick that Geocrack device up through there, and it's got the T on the end, so it's not going to go all the way through, as you can see. Then you take your hook. Actually, first I'm going to take and I'm going to trim off up here above where that hook would go. So right where that notch is, I'm going to trim that off. And now I just have that little protruding piece out. And then I can take my hook and go through that little piece, and there you go. And now the fish is not suspect of that. And you could trim that even lower if you wanted on there. So you can see that's a pretty strong grip on there. Medium would be about the best size for this. You can get small, medium, or large in these. And again, you know, these heat shrink, you can get these at the hardware store. 3/8 is what you want to get. The silicone cylinders, they come in 3 different sizes. If you just look on eBay, they're on there. And usually I just get all 3 sizes when I order them there. But those are three ways you can keep your worm on the hook and not lose them so fast. And I've gone through 25 to 30 in a day before because I didn't have anything. I just skin hooked them, you know, because the weight here's a little large too sometimes. So this will work. It's a great Neko trick for you to try. And good luck out there using that lure when you're catching your fish.